Hi everyone. This recording will cover the accommodations and modifications assignment. It's pretty straightforward. I think a couple of you have already even submitted it, but I did want to get a video posted because I told y'all that I would. So you're going to go under the assignments tab. You will click, it will be the first one that you see, or the top one, I should say. So you will click on it. And what it is, you're going to read two articles that are linked within this document, but I also have the articles here because when I tried to access them from the Word document, it gave me like this security warning or something like that. So I wanted to make sure that you just had the articles available. So there's one article called School Accommodations and Modifications, and the other is called The Difference Between Accommodations and Modifications. Okay, so here are, oh, let me just, it's gonna mess it up there. So you will read the two articles linked within this Word document. The ones, and I'll show you the Word document in a second, but what's linked in this document are the exact same articles that are right here, okay? I posted each as a separate link so that you could click there if you'd rather. I would probably just click here and here just to make sure that it takes you to the right place. Read each article and answer the questions in the Word document that follow each article, okay? So let me show you. So I'm just going to click right. First of all, here is, well, let me click right here. So remember, you can click here or you can click here to access the assignment. So I'll just click right here. It will open as a Word document. Okay. Let me wait for it to open. You might have to click enable editing, remember? Okay, so this is what it looks like. You've already been exposed to the concept of accommodations modifications in the IRIS module about IEPs, but this reading will help clarify the purpose of accommodations and modifications for students with disabilities. So this is the first article. Remember the one that I just showed you, school accommodations and modifications. Here are the questions you will answer. What is the purpose of accommodations and modifications? What is the definition of an accommodation? What is the definition of modification? Look through the list of accommodations and modifications for suggestions that would work well for students in your subject area. And if you teach all subjects area, as most of you might, or, if you're thinking, oh, I really want to be a math special ed teacher, because of course, go math, right? So describe at least two accommodations or modifications you might be able to use in your classrooms. Don't just list something like extra time. I know about that one, okay? Come up with a good, look through the list, come up with two good accommodations or modifications that you might be able to use in your classrooms and describe them, okay? Honestly, don't just put extra time, I will give my students extra time on their assignments. No, 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 come on, y'all can do better than that, right? We're at the end of the semester, and I want you to really think about what accommodations and modifications are and how they will be helpful for your students, or you might be using some with your current students now, okay? So the next one, the difference is between accommodations and modifications. So, remember, modifications is kind of that more significant change, right? So we want to work toward providing accommodations whenever we can in inclusive settings rather than providing modifications, because think about it. If your students are already, kind of below the level where everyone else is, if we give them modifications, it's going to cut down on the amount of learning or the content, right? And it's going to lead to gaps. Some students need modifications, right? Absolutely. For some students, modifications are absolutely appropriate. For other cases, let's look at if we can do accommodations as opposed to modifications. It might not always be possible, but just something to kind of keep in mind. So in some cases, when students are not required to learn all the content in the core curriculum, modifications will be appropriate, right? But for some of your other students, try, if possible, to lean more towards or work towards providing accommodations as opposed to accommodations as opposed to modifications. Again, might not be possible. Okay, so here are the following questions for this article. What are some differences in accommodations or modifications in classroom instruction? And then what are some differences in accommodations or modifications in classroom tests? So kind of looking at instruction versus testing. Think about the student you selected for the IEP project assignment, the one that, yes, I know I haven't graded yet, I'm getting to it, either Toby or Larry. Would accommodations or modifications be more appropriate for your student? Kind of in general. I mean, if you had to pick one or the other for your student, Toby or Larry, if you had to pick accommodations or if you had to pick modifications, which would be more appropriate? Obviously, it might be a mixture of both, but if you had to pick one or the other, which one would it be? Why? Provide at least 2 reasons for your reasoning. That's a pretty good sentence right there. You're welcome. Um, so, so tell me why, why are you going to say accommodations or modifications are more appropriate? Tell me why. What made you lean more towards one than the other? Okay, so this is the actual assignment document you will use, right? It's a Word document. You will just type right here, do. Okay, and then this is what you will submit. This page, if you end up, adding spaces, because obviously I didn't leave you very much space, you're going to give me this, right? Whatever. So you will save this accommodations and modifications. You will save this Word document as a Word document with the answers, and that is what you will submit, okay? And no, I don't want to say what I just did. So let me just show you though. Here are the, I know it always moves. Well, I moved it. Okay, so here's the first article, school accommodations and modifications. I'm just going to click on it so you know that you are going to the right place when it opens. Okay, so it looks like this, FAPE, school accommodations and modifications. So it's only a few pages, people. You'll be just fine, I promise. It gives you lots of ideas, right? Lots of examples other than just additional time. We're not using that one, okay? I need everyone to be in agreement. We are not using that one. Directions, grading, tests, other behavior, math, woohoo! Okay, so that is the first article. And this is from, in this case, FAPE stands for Families and Advocates Partnership for Education, but we hopefully know that FAPE in the IEP context stands for, think about it, free, appropriate public education, right? All right, so that is your first article. Okay, so you're just going to read it. Again, you will answer the questions. Oh man, did I get rid of my Word document? I probably did, people, didn't I? I sure did. Hold, please. One moment. I'm going to reopen it. So for the first article, you will, oh, there we go. We'll just do it this way. Okay, so for this article, school accommodations and modifications, that article goes with these 4 questions right here. And then the second article, the difference between accommodations and modifications, goes with these questions right here. Okay, again, I would recommend just clicking over here in Blackboard as opposed to, where it says links to an external site. I would go ahead and just click in Blackboard, to be honest. And then I did want to show you this one, the difference between accommodations and modifications, because there's a lot of information in here, but there are a lot of links in here. So you might want to click on some of the links to give you a little more practice, to give you some more ideas, okay, and then you can just use the back button to go back. But here's some other examples for instruction, classroom tests. Do not just copy it word for word, people. I can see what it says. So branch out a little bit, give me some ideas, right? Click anywhere it's kind of highlighted, it'll take you to another link, okay? So you might just want to click some of the ones right here, see a list of common accommodations and modifications. You might want to click on it, see what happens, all right? It'll take you all of 5 seconds to read through this, okay? So just trying to I really want you to get a handle on the differences between accommodations and modifications. Remember, accommodations don't always have to be formalized in an IEP or 504 plan. That's kind of a district or a school specific thing, so you definitely find out at your school. And here are some examples of some informal supports. If a student does not have an IEP or 504, well, you could click right here, how to get your help child in school without an evaluation, right? So you might want to read some of these strategies, and just picking, some of these are probably easy ones that you could implement or you might already have implemented. Okay, so there's lots of links. This website I thought was really good, this article, which is why I wanted you all to read it. And there's also a video right here. This expert, I cannot for the life of me remember her name, but she will explain the difference between accommodations and modifications. And I think it is, let me just see how long it is. It's only 1.5 minutes, people, so you have the time to read it, watch it. All right, so that's just what I wanted you to do. Again, remember the first set of questions will go with, the first set of questions in here will go with this article, and the second set of questions will go with this article. All right, that's it. So again, pretty straightforward. Just read the 2 articles and answer the questions. Remember, submit your Word document, this Word document that's here. Submit it right here where the black line is. Make sure you submit the assignment, the version where you have typed in the answers, okay? And that's about it. And after that, all we have is Interactive notes, which will be from it'll go along with indicator 13. It's very straightforward also. And then you will do post-secondary goals and you will write a transition plan, but don't worry, it's not, it's like a page. It is a modified version of a transition plan. So I will be back with videos for those. All right, that is it for now. Hope y'all are doing well, and I will be back later.